Good afternoon and welcome to Optus Oval for this round 14 match as Carlton enter the arena. And the split round is over as the teams begin their run home. Sydney also on the ground. They coming off a terrific win last week against Collingwood, so they had their break early. But for Carlton, it's an opportunity to continue their good form. They've won their last three, and they are back in front of their home fans here at Optus Oval. Matthew Campbell with you. Joining me, Wayne Schwass. Wayne, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Matthew.
So much has been said about this game with Carlton not having Brendan Favola and Lance Whitnell, but they've had 2 weeks to think about it and to come up with a plan to win today.
I would think that Dennis Pagan will throw things around a fair bit. We might see Digby Morrell play up forward this afternoon, but he's got a few options at his disposal.
John Howard in attendance here this afternoon, and certainly many dignitaries as well, but unfortunately for Carlton fans, no Brendan Favola, over 50 goals. You know what sort of form he's been in. He's been sensational. He's a crowd favourite. They have to learn to live without him.
They do, and it's a great challenge for Carlton when your dominant forward, along with Lance Whitnell, is missing. They've got to conjure up some goals from somewhere. Perhaps that man at full forward, Anthony Koutafidis, and Adrian DeLuca, who's been very good in his debut season this year, can give them the start-up forward that they desperately need.
Digby Morrell has found his way down back today. Perhaps some goals. He's done it before against Sydney.
He's done it before. He kicked 5 goals against Sydney at the SCG a couple of years ago, so he's got the ability. Consistency's the issue.
As we take a look at the midfield for Carlton, and they've got some big names there in Camperelli, Stevens, Johnson's a good in and under player, French back in the side. It's a midfield that, like some of their no-name or smaller name forwards, have to kick some goals as well.
Yeah, look, that's an important inclusion, Barnaby French, but Scott Camperelli has really appreciated the extra assistance he gets from Stevens, Johnson, Scotland and McGrath, who have all done exceptionally well since crossing over from other clubs at the beginning of this year.
Yeah, good to see French back from that disc problem that he's had against the Western Bulldogs in round 9. And looking at the Carlton defence, and Thornton, Prendergast, I mean, they've been around a bit. Lappin's having an unbelievable season, and Tegan Bowyer a bit of toughness.
Well, Tegan Bowyer have been outstanding pickups for the Carlton side this year. Matthew Lappin, as you said, sensational so far up to round 13. Brian Houlihan, a very silky, skilled player who can get a fair bit of it. Houlihan and Lappin will have to get a lot of the ball today. I'd expect Ian Prendergast at some stage to play a bit of a roaming role around the ground. Yeah,
throw himself in and he's a wonderful athlete, get some possessions. Another couple of changes their side. Spawn has come back in from injury. Walker gets another game after a week for the Northern Bull Ants. So good to see Trent Spawn back.
Yeah, he's an important player in the lineup in defence for Carlton, but a great opportunity for the young players in Davies, Beasy and Walker. Andrew Walker, we saw what his debut was a few weeks back. He's an exciting player. They'll need a superb team effort this afternoon if they're a chance against Sydney.
Got plenty of options for them up forward. It's a great forward line, even without Davis in the lineup.
Oh, look, without a doubt. O'Loughlin, O'Keefe, Hall, as well as Matthew Nix, 11 of their 18 goals last week. And that's a pretty fair effort, given the fact the form that Barry Hall's been in. Michael O'Loughlin's missed a fair bit of football. Jude Bolton will start down there, but expect to see him play a significant role in the midfield. And good to see Luke Ablett, a young player trying to establish himself up forward.
The midfield, we know what Kirk and Crouch will do. They'll get run with roles with perhaps Camperelli and Stevens and Paul Williams. Well, 2 out of the last 3 games he's played against the Blues, he's picked up 3 Brownlow votes. They've had their troubles with him.
He's like a nice bottle of red, just matures as he gets older. He's in some fine form. But look, Jason Ball's the most important player, I think, in this Sydney outfit. When he's in there, they tend to play better. He'll have a good job or tussle this afternoon with French and the likes of DeLuca as well. What
about that half-back line of Barry, Goods and Kennelly? It could be as good as any in the league.
Exciting, isn't it? They not only back themselves, they give so much run off the half-back. Leo Barry has taken all before him. But look, and I think an important inclusion for Sydney. Ben Fixter back for his first game. Paul Bevan's been outstanding in his debut year.
And looking at the bench, Doyle and Roberts Thompson, some height there. Schneider comes back in as another option up forward. Now, the late change is that Jared McVeigh is in for Nick Fosdyke, who had a groin problem.
Yeah, Nick Fosdyke unfortunately strained a groin muscle yesterday at training. So Jared McVeigh gets a late call-up, and it's a handy replacement. But look, Adam Schneider's one of these exciting players as well that Sydney have at their disposal.
So we're set to go, round 14. It's the run home in the AFL after the break, and we're underway. And straight away, Ben Matthews, who Wayne mentioned, is straight into the action, wrapped up nicely. Sydney have had a very good record in their first quarters this year. They've won 9. And Carlton are the opposite. They tend to finish better. They've only won 4 of their first, or their opening quarters. Ball up once again. Punch forward by Ball. Lappin there. Also Prendergast, over the top of him O'Keefe. Teague working hard and working fiercely in close. Very hard to get a clearance at the moment. We'll have another bounce.
And a couple of the key matchups in the Sydney forward line. Barry Hall being picked up by Brett Thornton, and Digby Morrell. We thought he might have gone forward, but he's picked up Michael O'Loughlin out of the goal square for Sydney.
Umpires McBurney, Hendry and Nichols in charge this afternoon, as Carlton still with Camporelli underneath O'Keefe, and the ball still hasn't got outside the centre square, and we've been playing a minute. There's Morrell with O'Loughlin. Ball up. Will something happen? Will we get some free running football? Here we go. The rising star from round 13, Norman, pumps it forward for the Blues. Coming out, Barry. Knocked forward by Lapper. No one there, though. Going back, Goods. Handball to Crouch. Thought about Goods. Back to Kennelly. And they work it nicely. And away goes Bolton.
Goes short and finds Ryan O'Keefe on cue. 3 goals last week against the Pies. That trusty left boot down towards Barry Hall. He'll be the danger man. He's booted 42 goals for the season. And a big job for Thornton.
Man-on-man footy from Dennis Pagan. As you can see in there, Stevens, did he have possession? According to the umpire, he didn't. So a chance here for Nick Stevens. As we mentioned, Carlton will need to get goals from their classy midfielders today.
He's getting picked up, Nick Stevens, by Brett Kirk, who's one of the premier run-with players at the moment. But this is a great way and a great start for a prime midfielder.
So he kicked 3 goals for the year. Make that 4. Terrific start. First goal of the afternoon is a beauty to Nick Stevens.
So Crouch goes short, finds ball. This is what the Swans want to do. They want to play keepings off. They like to just work the ball inside 50. They don't like to give up the ball to a contest. Ablett. Too far out to score. Barry Hall again just wants the ball over the head of Nick Stevens. He's got Stevens on him. He fancies his chances to outmark Nick Stevens. The ball comes very late. Barnaby French has got back. Hall from behind has got it. He's got to run in and kick a goal.
1 goal apiece. Good crowd here at Optus Oval. Almost full. Nix, Kirk off 1 step to the goal square. That's a good spoil. Comes back to Matthews. Matthews round the body, finishes it off. So the good spoil from Thornton to no avail. Sydney have their second. Adrian DeLuca, he'll kick from just outside 50. It's a shocker, but it's still a chance. Lappin goes up and comes down with the ball.
Simple footy in front.
Matthew Lappin's kicked 16-4 for the season. He's got another one. The score's a level.
Game number 204 today for Camporelli. To the half-forward line. Lappin's going to be the target. Fisher there as well. O'Keefe goes to the ground. Chance for Davies. Wrapped up in the tackle that time by Bevan. DeLuca. Centering kick. Koutafidis pushing and shoving. Team lifting stuff by Koutafidis. Kicks a goal.
And interesting, 60 disposals to Sydney, 39 to Carlton. And the Blues lead by that single kick as Kirk slips it to Matthews. Williams went back to Matthews, and Sydney loved to share the ball. Ablett got it from Bolton. Poor kick, the spoil from Houlihan. Here's Kirk busting through, gets himself clear, kicks long to goal and kicks it, and the score's a level again. Looking to make it 4 in a row and stay in touch with the 8. Of course, the Kangaroos did that with a terrific win last night. Schneider, no, Ablett. Getting it long. Hall trying to take it one hand. This is Schneider. Doesn't take it cleanly. Houlihan can, keeps it in play. Wanted some help. Bolton goes back. Crouch stepping around the tackle. Handball misses his target. He had 2 to aim for. One was Schneider. Back to Ablett. Ablett kicks towards O'Loughlin. Couldn't take it. It falls to Barry Hall. Got free. Kennelly round the body. It's not bad. The Sydney fans love it. Ty Kennelly's kicked a beauty. In a spot of bother. He wanted to come off straight away. Nix goes on. Maybe he's just tired.
He looks very, very tired.
He has had some injury problems as Nix and Barry go up, and Koutafidis stays down. But Camporelli, he's now clear. It's all one-on-one from here, though. Beasy with Bolton. Walker coming to help. Here comes Walker. Got it now. Goes to ground. Just gets the handball out. Free kick. Legged. Walker will shoot from 20 metres out. Well, you can see we're right behind him here. needs to kick this to put the Blues back in front. And he does.
He's pretty excited. That's his first goal in AFL footy. Still shaking your head, Matthew? Didn't think it was a free kick?
No, I didn't.
The hand went down the leg, didn't it, and caught the back of his heel.
I don't think it did, but it doesn't matter.
Well,
Walker's got his first
looked
goal.
like he caught the back of his heel to me. What do you reckon, Wayne?
You're on the rules committee, KB. I wouldn't argue with
There was
you.
a respected man standing behind me who agreed. It's your son, Kevin.
Chance for Houlihan, pulled off the ball, taken by O'Keefe. He is looking for Nix. The kick wasn't a good one. Nix has got a great bounce. Just needs clean hands. He can run in. He can kick a goal. Bangs it through.
34 plays 30 in a very tough game to score a lot of goals. Doyle wanted Nix. Here's Fixter. Chance around the body. Well, it's not tough for Fixter. He's banged it through.
And Lappin has got it. Wobbles the ball, looking for Prendergast. Thumped that time away. Terrific play by Maxfield. And the skipper charges away from half-back. Thumps the ball down, looking for Nix in front. Off hands. They'll need a crummer at ground level. Clever play by Fixter. Gets it across to McVeigh. Back to Nix. Short to Hall. One of the best in the business. This to stretch the lead to 16 points. Barry Hall. Straight through the centre.
Behind the margin, back to 15 points as Sydney go up the other side of the ground now. Bolton with some time, looks up, kicks out over the top of Williams. French approaches Williams. Clever to Matthews. Over the top now. This is O'Keefe. Runs to 60 metres out. Two players inside. One of them's McVeigh. McVeigh backs himself and then is forced with enough diving pressure to give it back to O'Keefe. O'Keefe settles. Wanted Matthews, cuts it off. Fixter. Back to McVeigh. That's where it all started. High ball. O'Loughlin in the spot. Got it. For 4 in a row for Sydney to go in full of confidence. Hooks it slightly. He's got enough room. It's through. As Camporelli drives it forward. DeLuca slips into the hole and takes the mark.
He's got his hands full, Adam Goods, at the moment.
DeLuca, head of the square, needs a big mark. Koutafidis went up, came down. Here's Barnaby French, gets boot to ball, kicks the opening goal in the second half.
I'm just interested in the merry-go-round at the moment. Camporelli, Scotland, Bolton and Williams for Sydney.
Stevens on the charge, try to burst through, back to Prendergast. Couple of early touches in his third turn. DeLuca stands his ground in front. Too big, too strong, and too good for Adam Goods to really kickstart this third term. He's got it. So French and Ball will lock horns. French did well. Worked his body in front. Now the tackler, too high.
Free kick to be taken by Kirk, and game's just really slowed down, Wayne, hasn't it? It's a real, I hate to use that term, arm wrestle, but it is a bit like that, isn't it? It's going back and forth between the two 50s.
Well, that's what we saw in the first quarter, man.
Yeah.
But that free kick has been paid because Ian Prendergast had his back turned to the ball and was shepherding Paul Williams, so the umpire has given a 50-metre free kick. Recipient Brett Kirk.
Now Kirk to Hall. Barry Hall, he's missed one early in this quarter. Lining up for number 3. You don't often see him miss 2 in a row. That is a superb kick. Plenty of players around the ball. And there's a free kick. In that confusion, it's been picked out by Kieran Nichols, who's the umpire officiating at the forward 50. That's going to Sydney for a block. It's going to Jude Bolton. So very hard to tell from that ruck setup. Bolton runs himself into a bit of trouble. Gets some help from Matthews. Drives it inside towards Hall. Carlton with some numbers back here. They'll need it. O'Loughlin to Barry Hall. He looks up and spots Luke Ablett. Hasn't kicked a goal this season. Just his second disposal for the quarter after leading the list at half-time. It's a wobbly old kick, but it's through.
Hammers the ball back to the edge of the centre square. Picked up by Doyle. Smothered off the boot. Desperate play. Carlton having a real crack at the Sydney Swans. Koutafidis rockets the ball wide. Morrell wanted a kind bounce, sidestep, side tracks, hammers the ball back. Chance for Norman. Norman from directly in front, hammers it home.
Centre of the ground, he can just chip it over the top to French, decides to go longer. Kunafides flew, couldn't take it. Bolton at ground level, here's Norman. He's just kicked a goal. He needs a very lucky bounce. He got a behind. Carl Norman exciting the Carlton fans on the forward line.
Well, he's played the majority of his time defence for Carlton, but it was suggested earlier in the week that he might go forward, and based on what we've seen in the last 5 or so minutes, there's every reason to suggest he might play there a bit more often.
Sydney have turned it over once again. Digby Morrell from 60 metres out heads to the top of the square. Plenty of Blues here. One of them is Fisher. So Fisher from point-blank range, 15 metres out. Shouldn't miss. He doesn't. Another one for the Blues.
Maxfield, the time clock ticks away. Just under 2 minutes left in this third quarter. Barry Hall's the target, thumped away by Teague. McVeigh thought he had it and lost it. Morrell. Carlton with numbers around the ball. Houlihan breaks the tackle. Side tracks. Pumps the ball back, looking for Prendergast. Nearly took a specky. Goods tried to pinch it, couldn't do so. They'll pile on top on centre wing. They want a free kick, and the Blues have got it.
It's going back to DeLuca. And we're in the dying couple of minutes of this third term, and Carlton would dearly love one more before three-quarter time. They'll need a crummer. Davies is the man. They can get it over the top. Camporelli. Here's a chance. Stevens kicked the first goal of the game. This one much more important, and he's got it.
Well, right in saying he had a pretty good game against the Crows last quarter.
Look, he's had some cameo appearances, hasn't he, where he's had a couple of games where he's been really, really good. And you can just see, look, he's not quite developed yet, but he can take a big grab.
Coming up for number 2, the Blues are in front, or are they? Oh, they tried to con the goal umpire. They tried to con us up here as well. Oh, it's level scores, 65 apiece.
Ty Canelli goes wide, looking for Bolton, waits for the bounce of the ball. That could be dangerous. Finally sees it over.
Somewhere, somehow, the Sydney side has to get some run from somewhere. Look, Jude Bolton, Ben Matthews, Brett Kirk, Luke Ablett have all played reasonably good games. Paul Williams, 14 disposals, but has been relatively quiet since half-time, so perhaps he's a player that can get his side going.
Chance now for Camporelli. Stands on 50 and kicks a goal. Carlton in front.
10-11 to 10-5. It was 21 points the margin at the 19-minute mark of the third term. Since then, Sydney have hit a brick wall and Carlton are steaming home. French wanted Scotland or Camporelli. Holding on, Scotland free kick. It'll be a Carlton ball once again. 71 to 65, Scotland in a bit of pain. He may just give it off. He thought about it. Barry Hall had read it. And eventually, Barry Hall's opponent, Thornton, gets it out the back. Short pass, dangerous, but a classy player in Lavin on the end of it. Houlihan. A little bit untidy. Got to get around Crouch. Maybe they'll just slow it down here. French is on. McGrath finally spots him. He finally gets it. Yes, he can. An uncharacteristic error before from Williams. Sydney trying to find something. Norman, here's Walker. Has a little bit of time. Little chip over the top. 3 Blues there. One of them DeLuca. He gets it back, gets a kind bounce. Here's Camporelli. He's already got one in his last term. They'll go berserk. They do. Paul Roos plenty to think about. That's 6 in a row to Carlton, and Camporelli's got 2 in this term. Favola looks on, he's happy.
Prendergast involved, but also that man there who's enjoyed, not so much that man there on screen, but Adrian DeLuca again got himself involved. Good skills around his feet, KB. hit the ground but maintain possession and find out a handball to a man who's on fire at the moment.
Just what Dennis Pagan would have been asking for at three-quarter time. These really big-name players to stand up in this last quarter, and Camperelli has booted 2 goals. And all of a sudden, it's 83 plays to 65. It's the Blues by 18 points after trailing by a point at three-quarter time. And it's all tied up. There's Heath Scotland. Getting that attention that Glenn Manton was telling us. Just double-checking that knee.
We might have found out the answer, whether or not it's good to have a rest, Matty, or good to keep playing.
Yeah, we were discussing that. We weren't quite sure who would be more advantaged. The break being a week difference for the two teams.
Stevens tapped it on. He was looking for Lappin. Crouch did the hippie shake. Good enough to get the ball away. Looking for Matthews. Finds the run of O'Keefe. Edge of the centre square. Kicks it long. O'Loughlin tied up. Instead of free kick, he's given it. He's given it to Carlton. Now O'Loughlin can't believe it. Was one. Let's have a look. So they were grappling, and the Blues got the big tick. Goes wide. Teague hits the ball hard and the ground. Gets a free kick for his troubles. 5 tackles to 1. 5 clearances to 1. In this quarter, Scotland, they continue to work hard to try and get him back onto the ground. DeLuca is the target. Great hands by young Andrew Walker. Keeps the ball alive. A touch of class from the young gun. To the half-forward line. There's Adam Goods getting back on the stretch. Good relieving mark now. Can they set up that loose player, the Swans? Like to give it to a player, not under any sort of pressure. Chance now for Crouch. The run comes from Kennelly. Here comes Loughlin. Michael O'Loughlin kicked the goal in the second quarter. This is a big kick for the Swans. Great kick.
2 goals in it. 13 minutes remaining. Plenty to come for both teams as Camperelli's in and under, and somehow it goes to Bevan. Crouch diving on the ball, up and away, banging it forward. Barry Hall's in best spot and he's got it. This to keep his perfect record intact. He's got 4. And Sydney, a goal down. Still a chance though for Sydney. They're inside their forward 50. Doyle. No one there for the Swans though. Walker, little give on the up. Stevens backs his skill and pace. Just gets the kick. 1-on-1, Kirk shoves Camperelli out the way to take a good mark. They've got numbers through the middle. One of them is Williams. Further on, Matthews. Do they continue to go sideways? He can if he wants to. No. He's listened to Wayne Schwartz. He's headed for Hall, but so have all the Carlton defenders. Teague, wrapped up, diving underneath Morrell. Stolen, Sydney, in. Nix is just dragged to the ground by Davies. Carlton went out with the numbers. Camperelli goes back. He's going to have to be quick, and he is. He's searching for the boundary line. Crouch there first. To Bolton. 1-2. Back to Crouch. Over the top. Maxfield. Told to go by O'Keefe. Good tackling. Morrell. It's tough and hard as Kirk gets it forward to Hall. Sydney refused to give up. He's taken 9 marks. We've got a wonderful view of his 5th goal. It's a 1-point game once again here at Optus Oval. Oh, what a finish.
Doyle and French. Lock horns. Chance for Crouch. Quick kick taken by Kennelly. Quick hands. Finds Kirk. Just trying to burrow his way out of trouble. And again, it's take 2 on centre wing.
It's been about 2 minutes just here, isn't it? I mean, we had 3 or 4 ball-ups. It's going to be so important that either side gets a break from here.
Well, this has been some of the toughest football you could wish to see. Barnaby French tried to take it out. Here's Crouch. Ducks the head. Gives it to Kennelly. Couldn't hit a target. It was clever play that time by Crouch. Drives the ball forward. Gained 15 metres. And again, we've got a ball up 55 metres. Out from Sydney's goal.
Sydney released Brett Kirk to go onto the ball with Paul Williams now picking up Scott Camperelli.
Doyle over the top. Stolen by Bevan. Sydney get the break. Sydney get the lead. Bevan's kicked it. The Swans are in front. Well, it just took a couple of minutes to break free from all those ball-ups. We said perhaps whoever gets it gets free, and Bevan did it. Some good ruck work from Doyle.
Great finish, Paul Bevan. You watch his reaction. Turned straight away as soon as he kicked it. Knew that was going straight through the middle. Got it sweet. Beautifully well timed. Been on and off the ground, but look, they have very high raps on this young man at Sydney at the moment. A lot of courage, a lot of pace. Right there on screen. Great finishing.
18 points down not long ago. Now the Swans lead by 5. They've kicked the last 4 goals when we thought they were down and out. Now the onus is back on Carlton to come again.
And Sydney with a 7-man forward line.
5 points the margin. Wonderful finish by Bevan. His team are back in front. What can the Blues do now? French over the top, got it back. Can't get free. Sydney so hard and tough in there, and they wrap it up once again.
Geez, some of the tackling has just been a real highlight this afternoon. There'll be some sore bodies at the end of this match, but that's been a real key feature of this last quarter especially.
French and Doyle will do battle again. Plenty of players around the ball. Carlton go forward through Davies. Does it go far enough for him though? Crouch has his head ripped off, will get the free kick. Sydney have got some run. Or is he going to slow it down? He is. He's just going to settle it. Still 5 minutes remaining. A long time to go in this ball game. Kicks it long. Barry Hall the target. Teague was in front. Punch forward by Morrell. Going with it now, Bevan. Handball through the middle, misses the target. McGrath got in front of Kirk, wants a free kick, not going to get it. Sydney will. Free kick to the Swans, it's going to Jude Bolton.
Just quite getting to the ball, just that fraction before the Carlton players, Wayne. Paul Bevan is very, very quick. He's just kicked that last goal, but he looks like a player of the future as well. He wants it in short. Next goes wide and finds Schneider, who's had a couple of cameo appearances today, but he gets very, very tired. Hasn't played much football. Barry Hall is marked too far out to score. He's booted 5 goals. He's between wing and half forward. Here's O'Loughlin. Hits him on the chest. This would take one mighty kick to kick a goal from here.
I don't think that would be in his thinking at the moment, KB. They trained for this. They trained to run down the clock. That's exactly what he's doing.
O'Loughlin to the front of the square. They want someone to take a big grab. Doyle had the ball in his hands. Chance for Crouch. Working the boundary. Takes it over. Sydney 14-5-89. They lead by 5 points. The Blues 12-12-84. Boundary throw in. Barnaby French. Taken away by McGrath. To Carl Norman. Carlton defence trying to stand up. Thump back. Matthews has pounced on it. Didn't quite hit the target with Bolton. Was a bit too hot. Prendergast has been a star for the Blues. Fisher crunched. Thumped that time. But too high. Brad Fisher. So the ball has come back. Been taken by Prendergast, who bangs the ball back. Fisher stood his ground, couldn't take it. Bevan thought he had it and lost it. In close, Kudafidi somehow works the ball inside 50, waiting back. There's O'Keefe. Stands and delivers. Pumps the ball wide. Great kick. And finds Bolton.
Great maturity shown by Ryan O'Keefe. He's playing as a half-forward flanker, but he's drifted defensive for his side and just plugged up the hole there. David Teague caught between no man's land. They're not too sure what to do. So a lot of experience shown by a rather inexperienced player in Ryan O'Keefe.
26.5 minutes played in this final quarter. Lappin looked like he was going to set himself. Good grab taken by Thornton.
Under 3 minutes remaining, so the clock now starting to become an issue for the Blues. Houlihan. Scotland went without it. Norman, they're in trouble here. Sydney holding firm. Nicks, chip over the top. This is Fixter, all alone in the goal square. Barry Hall. Here comes Digby Morrell. Too late, Digby. Barry's got it.
I think Digby had to make body pressure. He had to actually crash into the side of Barry Hall just to make certain that he couldn't hold that mark. He just didn't make enough body contact.
Here's the reason why Barry Hall has got that opportunity to kick a goal. Paul Bevan, 2 contests, was off the ground and made an important tackle which saw the ball spill free and ends up in the hands of Barry Hall.
He's lining up for number 6. And what a last quarter he's played. This will be 3 in the last term. 10 marks to the big man. And once again, he's had a big afternoon at Optus Oval against Carlton. Hall to make it very difficult for the Blues. For number 6, he's got it, and he loves it. Inside the last 30 seconds, Sydney well aware of the time situation. The message has gone out from the runner. They're happy to get as many numbers as they can around the ball. They're happy to just see it out. Have a look at the numbers around the ball. And they'll be just looking to just crunch it in and go to ground. Free kick, Sydney's free kick. They will win. The Blues went berserk to kick 6 in a row, but the Swans have answered brilliantly by kicking the last 5 goals of the game. The Swans will remain in the 8. They will now go to 8 wins and 6 losses. Their local fans here in Melbourne are waving the red and white flags, and they have won by 11 points in a game that surged with momentum in the second half in particular.